Hey everyone, this week's video is going to be a delicious, easy red Thai curry slow cooker recipe. It's filled with vegetables and has lots of wonderful ingredients so that you can enjoy it all week long. I love to serve my recipe with sushi rice because it's super sticky and delicious. And you also can choose your protein of choice. I like to use tofu in mine, and I like to pre-marinate it in spices before adding it to my meal. And I enjoy it for a week because it stays really delicious and ages well in the refrigerator. Let's get to this amazing and easy recipe. For the sauce ingredients that I add to my curry, I like to blend them before I add them into my slow cooker. I do this because I get to easily incorporate the veggie broth. Also, I put in a ton of red curry paste. I put in basically the whole thing of red curry paste that's store-bought. I also like to include a little bit of silken tofu in my sauce because it ups the protein content, it makes it more filling, and it adds a creamy element to the curry that you can also substitute with coconut milk. Traditionally, it's made with coconut milk, or you could use non-dairy milk or even cashews for a more luxurious sauce. I like to do silken tofu because I don't think it has a very strong flavor, but it does impart that creaminess that we're all looking for in delicious curries. But by all means, I recommend using coconut milk for a traditional plant-based vegan Thai curry. We'll start by adding 4 to 6 cups of veggie broth to a Vitamix in addition to a cup of water. You can just use veggie broth if you prefer. We'll add a half block of silken tofu. You can also add some cashews to this, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 4 ounces of red curry paste. I like to make my sauce in the Vitamix because it blends the ingredients the best. If you're interested in a Vitamix, I will leave my favorite and preferred Vitamix in the description if you're interested in investing in one. I invested in one 5 years ago, and the warranty is always worth it and it lasts a lifetime. Clean your jar of red Thai curry paste with a little bit of water and add it to the mixture. Set it aside and get your slow cooker out and prepare to add your ingredients. I add all of my veggies, 6 minced garlic cloves, 1 red bell pepper, and 3 diced carrots, in addition to 1 green bell pepper. I had 1 frozen one in my freezer that I didn't want to waste, so I used it in this recipe, but fresh always works. Add 2 to 3 heads of broccoli. I also add the broccoli ends because they are very nutritiously dense and I don't like them to go to waste, and they cook really well in the slow cooker. I then add all of that sauce that we combined in the Vitamix over the veggies. This comes together in 15 to 20 minutes and is super low maintenance. Add your lid on top, click it in place, and then we will set our slow cooker to cook on slow for about 9 hours. You can also cook it on high if you're working in a pinch for 4 to 5. I like to periodically check in on my curry mixture just to make sure that my ingredients are cooked well, also submerged under the liquid. That way they absorb the most flavor. If you are not home to do this, don't worry about it. It's really not a big deal because the slow cooker will cook these vegetables down anyway. Lock it in place and get ready to work on the tofu. I like to add 2 blocks of tofu to this recipe because I like to make it in a large portion. I add lots of spices, which I'll leave in the description, and a 1/4 cup of lime juice. I also add a teaspoon of soy sauce, or about a packet's worth. This recipe works best if you can let the tofu marinate overnight, but as I explained in the introduction, sometimes a person just doesn't have time for that. You can prepare this while your curry is cooking all of the vegetables. You can also do this 20 to 30 minutes before you want to serve. I pan fry my tofu because I like to marinate it in spices. You can do this for the most wholesome and flavorful version by adding the spices the night before and letting it all marinate in the refrigerator for 24 hours. However, if you're like me and you didn't prep that the night before, it's very easy to just combine the tofu with the spices at some point early in the morning, and then later in the evening when you're readying your meal for dinner, to just quickly pan fry it with a touch of oil, or you can pan fry it without any oil in a non-stick pan until nicely brown. Alternatively, if you're looking for a really crispy and also healthy version of this tofu, you can mix it with a little bit of cornstarch and then hit it with a little bit of spray oil and put it into the oven for baking or the air fryer. This will create the best texture. The air fryer, of course, I only recommend you add 1 block of tofu in it at a time, but if you choose to cook it in the oven, it's very simple and you can use 2 blocks of tofu and quickly bake them before you want to serve your curry. Once your slow cooker has been running for about 7 hours, I like to add half a purple cabbage. The reason why I add it so late is because the purple cabbage will release a lot of purple into the curry. It will basically dye the curry. So I like to add it later because then the purple color is not as intense, but I like to use up cabbage because it is very nutritionally dense, and sometimes I just have one lingering in the refrigerator. I like to pan fry my tofu and add some Thai basil or even Italian basil to my curry while I'm cooking down that tofu on the stovetop. I like to serve it with some sticky rice because it is my favorite rice of all time. If you all enjoyed this recipe, as always, thank you so much, firstly, for watching this video. Secondly, please comment, like, and subscribe because this definitely helps the platform out a ton. Let me know in the comments what you think of this recipe. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account where I post also. It's at Rebecca_Martinez-V. I'll leave it right here. Subscribe for videos every single Friday that include full-on recipes and daily shorts. See you next time.